Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be talking about rates of reinfection with COVID-19, and specifically we're going to be looking at two groups. We have groups of people who were never vaccinated and they got COVID, and they got COVID a second time even after they beat it the first time. And we're going to look at the group of people who were vaccinated, still got COVID, but because of their vaccination didn't get COVID the second time. And so there was a study earlier this year in Kentucky that looked at the rates of reinfection among these two groups of people. And what it found is that the rates of reinfection for patients who never got vaccinated and refused to get vaccinated was 2.3 times higher than the group of patients who were vaccinated. And so that is a strong supporting evidence for the notion that we all should get vaccinated for this COVID virus, even if we've been infected before. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my speculations as to the biology that's going on here and why are we seeing the rates of reinfection higher among individuals that have not been vaccinated ever. And so hopefully this would help clarify why these are the numbers that we're seeing. And so when you receive the COVID vaccine, basically what it is doing is that it's giving your body's immune system an opportunity to learn the features of the virus. And so your body has B cells and T cells and a bunch of other cells in the immune system that are able to recognize and bind to the COVID virus when it enters your body. So like if someone with COVID just sneezed on you and you were just inoculated with all these viruses, the body has antibodies that are supposed to be able to identify specific features on these viruses. And when we look at COVID specifically, what we're looking at are typically the spike proteins, which are these protrusions on the outside of its surface, and then specifically also a receptor binding domain, which is kind of the tip of that point. And there's many of them on a single virus, but basically that's what the vaccines do. So like people who get the Moderna vaccine or the Pfizer vaccine or the J&J vaccine, it's all kind of doing the same thing at a high level in the sense of it's supposed to give you a non-malicious form of that virus or virus features. So like the Moderna vaccine works by having your body synthesize a bunch of those spike proteins and those receptor binding domains so that your B cells and T cells know how to identify that if it ever sees it again, which is if someone ever sneezed on you that had COVID, that's how you would prevent it. And so that's how it's working, is it's intentionally designed and engineered in such a way that we're giving your body the best chance at having the opportunity to learn what this virus looks like and what it will do. And the data shows that it works, and it's been reducing rates of deaths and rates of infections, and that's the whole point of even getting a vaccine in the first place. And so the thing to note with people who are in that other group who've never been vaccinated and who were infected by COVID is that when they were exposed to that virus, it was a much shorter duration time in which they were able to have their immune systems recognize the features on that virus. So even though their body's fighting to kill it and do everything it can, and it does develop an adaptive immunity to it, the issue is that adaptive immunity hasn't had as much time to be as refined as the one that you get from the vaccines. And so that whole 2-dose regimen with the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines where they re-expose you to basically that mRNA to help your body make a second batch of those spike proteins is, again, really helping reinforce the innate immune system's ability to recognize that COVID physical features, so that spike protein. And so you don't get that when you are just infected naturally by COVID. And so the take-home message in all of this is the same. It is that, even if you've been infected, you should absolutely still get vaccinated. And it's giving you the best shot at not having to get reinfected. And it's also doing society the benefit of helping stop this pandemic. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you all for watching. Happy holidays. I'll talk to you guys next time.